You are misunderstanding darkness. In this video, I will explain why the divine does not require suffering. There's a belief that's woven into many spiritual conversations that darkness must exist to balance the light, that pain and suffering and even the horrors of the world somehow keep the universe in harmony. But this is not the truth of the divine. The divine does not require suffering to sustain creation. Existence would not collapse if all harm ended tomorrow. In fact, it would come into greater coherence. The light doesn't need darkness to know itself. It simply is. Darkness, in truth, is not an opposing force. It is the absence of awareness of that light. When we say light and dark are in balance, what we actually mean, without realizing it, is contrast can awaken awareness. But cruelty, violence, and deep human suffering are not sacred tools of balance. They are expressions of separation, of consciousness that has forgotten its source. These acts do not come from divine will. They come from human, unhealed pain, from generations of disconnection, from fear that hardened into power and control. From a psychological and energetic perspective, suffering is not cosmic necessity. It says, there is light here that has been forgotten. The healing of suffering doesn't break divine balance. It restores it. Because true balance isn't opposition. It's integration. It's the light embracing every shadowed corner with awareness and love, until separation dissolves back into wholeness. There's no divine scorekeeper measuring joy against pain. The universe does not need a child to suffer for another to awaken. It doesn't need war to remember peace. It doesn't need cruelty to understand compassion. When humanity heals, when we forgive, when we choose kindness, when we end cycles of harm, the universe doesn't lose balance. It finds it. If you've carried the belief that your suffering was somehow required for your growth, please hear this. Your pain does not need to be justified to be honored. It is sacred because of what your soul became through it, not because the pain itself was necessary. The divine never intended you to suffer, only to awaken. So let us stop defending darkness as balance. Let us stop justifying hate and fear, and instead bring light to where love has been forgotten. Balance is not the dance of pain and peace. It is the remembrance of wholeness, the knowing that only love is real. May we live as vessels of that remembrance. May we bring light where there is shadow, not to erase it, but to reunite it with its source. That is balance. That is divine. I'm sending you all such deep love and appreciation for who you are and for the light that is in your soul. I am sorry for the pain and suffering that is out there in the world. It is time for us to take accountability and understand the shadow within ourselves and the shadow within the world, so that we can bring it back into balance by remembering the light that we are and living from that embodiment. If this message resonated with you, I hope you'll consider reading my book, The Divine Within: Healing Ourselves to Heal the World, which bridges spirituality, psychology, and neuroscience, and offers a step-by-step process to bring you back into alignment with your wholeness. I love you each so very much.